This said cereal tier list? Okay, let's do it right now. Hi. Okay. I found one. Never had. Can I? Oh, I can change the color too. Incredible. Okay. Because there's gonna be a lot of these that I've never eaten before. Okay. Like this. I don't even know what this is, but anyways. Oh, there's gonna be so many. I'm looking right now, and there's gonna be so many of these I've never had before. Okay, no, we'll go through it one by one. We'll go through it one by one. I'm not gonna just go ahead and put Fruity Pebbles in the S tier, even though we all know where it's going. Ah, okay, so we can start with Applejacks. So Applejacks, I do like Applejacks. They're not my favorite, but they're good, which would probably put them around B tier. I'm not the biggest fan of cinnamon. However, like in this cereal context, I would say it's pretty decent. I don't know. I'm fine with Applejacks. The other knock on it is that I actually am not a fan of that shape. Like, I prefer a smaller piece of cereal, if that makes sense. Because, like, when you pour Applejacks into a bowl, and same with Froot Loops, you get, like, way less cereal per bowl than if you're eating, like, Frosted Flakes. Because they're like the pieces are so large and there's so much airspace because they don't like fit together so nicely. Whereas like a bowl of Flakes cereal like piles onto each other and there's like much less airspace. That makes sense, right? So I think I'll put them in C for now. That might go up to B. Okay, I have no idea what this is. That's a General Mills Boo something. Anybody know what this is? We aren't talking about a cereal per bowl. It's literally just a taste thing. No, it's not. Listen. I'm doing the tier list. I decide what factors in, and I'm saying that the shape of the cereal can definitely be a knock on it. Boo Berry. Is that really a thing? Boo Berry. Oh my god! So is this one of these like things that only shows up around Halloween time? Back for Halloween. Blueberry Monster Marshmallows. Artificial berry flavored frosted cereal with monster marshmallows. I've never seen this before. So I'm gonna put that there. Okay, this. Okay, so Captain Crunch. So we've got a few different Captain Crunches. I have never had this one or that one, although I'm pretty sure I would enjoy a peanut butter crunch. I don't like Captain Crunch. Like at all, really. I think it's just like not good. I don't think it tastes good. I really don't think it has any redeemable qualities whatsoever, actually. Like there's like there's like nothing in Captain Crunch that really makes me like want to eat it over like anything else. Like I think about all the popular cereals out there, like the most popular cereals out there, and I can't think of a single one that I would rather have Captain Crunch over. Now, Crunch Berries, I will give a plus to. I prefer Crunch Berries over just original Captain Crunch. I have always been a fan of fruity cereals. I'm just, you know, I like my sugar. And I used to eat Trix as a kid, like, every day. So I would rather have Crunch Berries over original Captain Crunch, because that sucks. And then, as far as Oops All Berries, I think I've only actually tried these one time, but I would have to also put them probably in B tier. Because I would just rather, like, I just would rather have that. Okay, so then these are not Honey Nut Cheerios, which is actually weird because there aren't any Honey Nut Cheerios. Or no, they're over here. Okay, so those are just regular Cheerios. And I mean, regular Cheerios are pretty bland. There's really not a whole lot to them. I prefer them to Captain Crunch. I've never had chocolate Cheerios. But, like, are they better than Captain Crunch, or do I just prefer them? And I think the question, that is really the question here. I think I would much rather have Applejacks, Crunch Berries than Cheerios. So no, I'm gonna put them in C. I'll put them in C. I don't think they're bad. And then, actually, I like Frosted Cheerios. I think that there's, it gives them that little bit of, I think there's that little bit of extra sugar there that, like, Frosted Flakes. You know, because they're kind of like Frosted Flakes, except they're Cheerios, and I think it's just better. Like, imagine, I mean, if you eat, well, what's the equivalent of having Frosted Flakes without it's like Corn Flakes. I would never eat Corn Flakes. Always rather have Frosted Flakes than Corn Flakes, so I'd rather have Frosted Cheerios than regular Cheerios. Okay, I have never had a Chex cereal in my life. I have never had Chips Ahoy cereal, but I have had Cookie Crisp. I can't say I've ever had Cinnabon cereal. Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Yeah, that's an S tier cereal. Okay, so my thing about Cinnamon Toast Crunch is I actually am not as high on it as, like, most people are. However, I do think that it's very good and better than most cereals. It just does things right. I think it is overrated, but I think it's still very good. Like, it's still in the S tier. I would consider moving it down to A, and, like, I might. But for now, it's good there. Coco Puffs. Coco Puffs is good. I think they're either A or B. I might have to end up moving this around. I like Coco Puffs. I prefer Nesquik cereal. But they're good. And I'll put them in A for right now. But, you know, this might end up getting rearranged depending on Kooky. It's cuckoo, but yeah. I love a chocolate cereal. I probably would have had chocolate Cheerios higher had I ever had them. Cookie Crisp cereal. It's been a really long time since I've had Cookie Crisp cereal. I don't remember ever disliking it. But I do think it's kind of strange. They've got cereal that, like, has, like, everything now. And, I mean, I'm just looking at the rest of these. Like, there's so many of these I've never even eaten. It's not better than Applejacks. Like, I'm kind of reconsidering. I think I might move Applejacks up to B. And then I think I'm gonna put Cookie Crisp in C tier. And you know what? I'm gonna move it. I'll put that down. I'm gonna put it in D tier. It kind of sucks, dude. It kind of does. And, you know, just eat cookies instead. Just dunk some chocolate chip cookies in milk, and just, like, I don't know, if I'm ranking these relative to other cereals, like, I'm fine with how these all line up, and I think that I would rather have these ones than have Cookie Crisp. So that's just where I'm at, right? Like, why would I put them any higher if I would rather have all of these cereals more? Cornflakes, I've actually never had cornflakes, but I can tell you that I wouldn't, like, I'm just gonna put them next to Cheerios, because, like, to me, they're, like, basically the same thing. They're just in, like, a different shape. Which, it doesn't even make any sense, because they're not even made of the same thing, because these are cornflakes, and General Mills cereals aren't made out of corn, but anyways. Pops. So these are Kellogg's Pops. There are Pops that are Canadian Pops, which are better. Jake, thank you for the resub. Although, thank you more so to Scotty for funding it. But I appreciate you being here. Thanks for the support. Pops. So, I've actually never really been that much of a Pops fan. So, like, you'll notice when I go through these that I'm really more partial to cereals that have a flavor, whereas all these ones that are just kind of like Cheerios, cornflakes, Pops, Like, they're just freaking Special K. They're just like blands. Like, I'm never gonna eat these. I'm never gonna eat these. I'm sorry to say, and I'm sorry to all the Count Chocula fans out there, but I've actually never had Count Chocula. I know that there are people that are pretty pogged up about Count Chocula, but yeah, I don't know. Apparently, I didn't go through this phase of like there's all these Halloween ones, and I've just never had them. I don't know why. My parents never, my mom never bought them, so I've never had. I was gonna say Frankenberry. Yeah, I've never had that either, but can't say I've ever had any of these, unfortunately. French Toast Crunch, which I have had, and again, there was an American and Canadian version. I've had them both, so I will rank them based off of what I know. And I would say, you know, it's one of these It's somewhere in here in the middle. I would not put these in S tier. They're not S tier. I would much rather have Cinnamon Toast Crunch. I think I put them in B. That's a B. They're good. They're good. It's a good cereal. Not S tier. It's not nearly as good as Cinnamon Toast Crunch. And I mean, I think this will be populated by a lot of cereals that I'm good with right here. And like, there's probably not going to be that much of a gap between A and B, but I have to separate it somehow. And I think this is where I'm happy with. What's higher than S tier? French Toast Crunch is there. I disagree. I do. Froot Loops. Okay, so Froot Loops definitely goes above Applejacks. I think I'd put Froot Loops in A. I like Froot Loops. They're good. It's a good fruity cereal. Better than Applejacks, but the same shape. So, you know, it does get that knock, which is why it's definitely worse than some upcoming fruit cereals, but the flavor is good, and I like that. Frosted Flakes. Well, you know, I mean, I gotta put Frosted Flakes right next to Frosted Cheerios, because they're basically the same thing, and that's really what I have to say about that. Like, you know, it's just like a plain cereal with a little bit of sugar on it, and it makes it better. And I suppose, you know, that's where you would put Frosted Mini Wheats right next to it, except I have never had Frosted Mini Wheats. Golden Crisp, Golden Grams, or Gorilla Munch. Or Honey Bunches of Oats. This is a lot. I mean, there's just so many cereals. Like, how are you expected to know all these? Honeycomb. I haven't had honeycomb in forever, but I always liked it. I always thought it was good. Let's see. I'm instinctively putting it in B. Do I think it should be an A? Someone has to make sure Sid tries Harambe Munch cereal. I've never even seen this before. Like, what is this? Gorilla Munch. Like, this is real? This is a real thing? Oh, they're corn puffs. Oh, so they're like Pops. But just different. Nature's Path. Wait, is that different than Nature Valley? Yeah. I was gonna say, is that like the granola bar? But then I was like, they sell it at Sprouts. I don't know. I don't think we have a Sprouts here. Anyways, okay, where was I? Oh yeah, honeycomb. Yeah, I think I'm good with C, but I would prefer Honey Nut Cheerios. Actually, is that true? Do I prefer Honey Nut Cheerios? No, I don't think that is true. I think they both go in A. I think they're both an A cereal. Yeah. Now that I think about it, I would definitely rather have both of these over both of these. Yeah, I think they are better than French Toast Crunch. You know, yeah. Yeah, I'm good with that. Okay, there's a Hostess cereal? Oh my god, dude, this probably is like freaking diabetes, but cereal, what in the world? How am I just finding out about this? Jesus, like, what is this? Kicks, no, oh, Crave, these are the ones with the chocolate inside, right? Yeah, I think I had that one time. I wasn't a fan. I don't really care for them. I don't think Crave was good. Never had life. Unfortunately, I have never tried Lucio O's. I would love to. I could just go through and put all these ones that I've never had before, like Pop-Tart cereal. I honestly never had Raisin Bran in my life. I've never had this Sour Patch Kids cereal, and I promise you I never will. Yeah, so you can see that there might be more cereals that I haven't had than I have, to be honest with you. Yeah, I've never had Raisin Bran before. I mean, I don't like raisins, so I can't imagine that I would actually like it. Okay, Lucky Charms. That's an instant D tier for me. Marshmallows don't belong in cereal, and you can't convince me otherwise. In addition to that, they suck. I don't really have much else to say. Coco Pebbles. Coco Pebbles are good. I would put them a tier below Coco Puffs. I would always prefer Coco Puffs. But still good. Fruity Pebbles, that is the instant S tier. This is my favorite cereal, and it is one of my favorite cereals. I don't know if it is 100% my favorite cereal, but it's definitely, it's up there. It's just such a good cereal. Like, it just does everything right. It's the best shape, the best size and shape for that matter, and it just it's the best fruity cereal for sure. It just has such good flavor, and the milk at the end is not bad. Okay, Reese's Puffs. I always liked Reese's Puffs, to be honest with you. The chocolate, chocolate peanut butter flavor. I think it's gotta go right hand in hand with Cocoa Puffs. Shape and size? Yeah, okay. So let me paint you a picture here, right? Okay, so let's look at a bowl of fruity, sorry, not fruity, yeah, Fruity Pebbles. So you see how, like, they're small shapes, right? They're very small, they're flat-ish, and so you can get a whole lot of them in a bowl, and you really fill the bowl without too much space, like, of air. You're packing the bowl full of cereal. Whereas if you have a bowl of Froot Loops, look how much different it is. You got so much space, you can't, like, they don't fit together as well. So instead, you have way less cereal per bowl because it doesn't pack in very well. This factors in my opinion, of why Fruity Pebbles are better than Froot Loops, because, like, I might have a bowl of Froot Loops and then I might have to have a second bowl, whereas Fruity Pebbles, I get it all in one bowl and then I'm good to go. Whereas with Froot Loops, you might have to have a second one because you don't have as much volume per bowl. I mean, that's just very reasonable, I think. Rice Krispies are not good. They're worse than Cheerios. I mean, like, if I'm gonna have a plain cereal, I'm always gonna prefer Cheerios to Rice Krispies. They're just bad. They get, I mean, the flavor doesn't compensate for the fact that they get all soggy, and then if you don't eat them fast enough, you're just eating mush. However, Cocoa Krispies are so good that it doesn't even matter, and that's why they're S tier. So all that just gets thrown out the window because they're delicious and they just do it right every time. And then Trix, I will put that at the end of the B tier. Trix, I prefer Trix to Oops All Berries. I also have, there's a little bit of nostalgia here. In that I used to eat Trix every single day before school, so I'm just partial to Trix. However, I do think that Froot Loops and Fruity Pebbles are better, and this is it. This is my tier list. This is my cereal tier list. If we're talking about how, they could be used rather than how they taste in a bowl with milk, then Rice Krispie treats are elite, and then you would definitely move these up just based on the versatility. But I was mainly just judging these on how, what I think of them when I put them in a bowl with milk. I can't appreciate the crisp, the snap crackle pop. There's some uniqueness there. But I think as a cereal, Rice Krispies are bad. Rice Krispie treats are amazing. And like it goes both ways, right? Because you take Cocoa Krispies and you put those in treats, and I'm really not about it anymore. I don't really love I really don't love Cocoa Krispie treats or Cocoa Pebbles too low. You know, to be honest with you, I honestly think that I may have only had Cocoa Pebbles like once or twice. Why aren't we rating these cereals based on box art? You want to rate them based on box art? Because then I can rate them all, and I tell you what, Gorilla Munch is number 1.